Hello there, my name is Karoliina Helen, and I wanted to step in and to a little bit talk about who I am, what I do, what is my purpose here, and kind of clarify on what is my mission, what is my passion, and yeah, like what's the story behind all of this. So um, I have been always kind of a sensitive soul, a sensitive person for energies, and um, I've grown up in environments where there was a lot of stimuli in not necessarily in the most positive ways, and that of course led into a lot of wounding in the child and the child mind and soul level in the leaving a lot of wounding also in the physical body. So the long story, really long story, short, I ended up in being really toxic in my way of living, and that kind of took me into swirls of life where I needed to experience life from a really from a perspective of hardships and crushing myself in the bottom of the sea time after time through different kind of actions, and I turned it out to be really um, toxic for myself but also for people around me. Even when I had a lot of intention and a lot of urge to help and to heal and to carry others, I actually couldn't do that because of my own unseen and unhealed wounds. So I ended up to be a lot of in really um, self-sabotage kind of patterns in life. I turned out to be addict to sex, to alcohol, to training, to working, and most of the addiction patterns I did actually do beside drugs. Um, Painkillers for some time, yeah. Heavy drugs, no, or any kind of that kind of substances, no. However, this all kind of crashed in 2012 when I got my cancer diagnosis. And the cancer diagnosis was not the most positive one. I got more or less 1 month to live, and to that, um, or acknowledging that, or getting into that space where I got actually confirmed that I was not insane. I sensed that I was sick. My body had some issues, yet I was not taken seriously. That's why the cancer also ended up to be in such state when I got the diagnosis. So that took me into a really a positive spiral, even though it was an intense period of my life. It took me into a deep healing journey and beyond the physical body into the depths of my soul and past lives and all that. And it's kind of a mystery of how I even am here still, 2021. Um, and it's so fascinating how everything, the whole journey, I could like talk about it ages, all the different phases, all the different realizations, all the different stuff that came through. But it was actually the period where I started to get a lot of downloads and a lot of information outside of myself, or not outside of myself in the way of, because all that knowledge, all that wisdom that we get to use is actually inside of ourselves, because we are part of the source, we are part of the God, we are part of the wholeness of the universe. So And that's kind of the thing also, that we create a lot of wounding um, and pain around is when we see that we need to fetch things outside of ourselves, and not meeting the reality of that we are the universal law, we are the universal love, we are the universal wisdom, and that we have access to everything that we need in very this moment. In this moment, we have everything that we need, and we could tap into any information if we want to, if we are in the state of um, receiving and letting go of the resistance, of acceptance of that reality. So during this journey, I started to get a lot of downloads, a lot of information, and I only followed the voice and the information that came to my inner self, my higher self, and my guides. And those guides are also just like kind of mm, parts of myself, you could say. Um, so that kind of took me into a path where I started to be like really, really passionate of speaking about tapping in to the healer within. And this road has led me to the yogic path, to shamanic path, back to my roots of the shamanism um, and witchery, like this more of a witch teachings into tantra teachings, and I kind of have started to blend all these different kind of juicy things together, and it's such a powerful, beautiful compote of all the things, and all of these different kind of teachings um, carries such a potent medicine. And I just realized, like, holy shit, this is something that people need. This is how I can help actually others to cultivate their own life energy, and to help them to um, find their own strengths, their own medicines, and their own inner healers, and activate their own knowledge of being the channel and the antenna of light and love and universal wisdom. Because we have lived like so long time in this weird state of being led by power structures, and I just feel how that has been putting us humans, or us as humanity, really down, and shrinking our energy, depleting our energy and our creativity. And now it's time to really start to tap in back into our own energy, our own power, or being the source of that own power, and learning how to cultivate, learning how to arise from that state, and learning how to use that energy to create whatever you want to have in your life. So losing kind of the victim story of being without power to change the life pattern, to realizing that we can actually live orgasmic and fulfilled life if we choose to. And this is such a beautiful journey and such a deep journey when we choose to go fully in to experience the deeper layers of the self, magnetizing our own vessel, our own womb, our own hara, and our own being to kind of pull in any of that information that we need to have to kind of expand in the experience of life. So that's why also I have been working as a yoga teacher. I have been working as a healer and a guide, a mentor, a seer, and a teacher. And because of having individual clients, it's beautiful journey. But I also feel myself repeating same messages time after time after time after time, because we are also together working in a collective field of energy. So I decided that I, instead of sharing this information on mainstream platforms, because of there's also a lot of risks of getting um, locked down, to be um, kind of, well, deleted or cancelled in the social media platforms. I wanted to have a safe space where I could actually share this wisdom and all this information that runs through me in a safe way, without having to lose all the following of the people, and kind of having all the always in the back of my head the fear of like losing all the material and the information if I get cancelled by the bots. So I have a membership site on Mighty Networks, and you can find it through Naga Taiga, through my website. That's also www.nagataiga.com or karoliinahellen.com. And just jumping into that container, because we will be working a lot of the inner healer this upcoming year. There is containers of the feminine alchemy in Finnish, Swedish, and English, and that are the containers where I will be guiding me more through the feminine alchemy working, and working through the feminine aspects, and kind of leading the feminine into a deep healing space where we can start to unite this inner qualities of ourselves to be able to step in more into creatrix. There's also a container that is fully just recentering meditations. There is an embodiment group that it will be kicking in July, and all of these groups that I mentioned are free. So when you choose to step into Nakataika, there is the main flow of calls and information, articles, and in the beside of that there is these containers of these specific topics, where you can choose to follow whatever cohort you want to be part of. Because I want to serve and support your journey through this realization of the self and coming back into the self. Later on, there will be a consciousness coupling group, also cohort, and also there is going to be some kind of a cooperation with my collaboration with my husband, where we talk more of this feminine, masculine, and kind of um, and seeing like how we weave these different aspects of life together. Thomas is also starting in Nakataika a Swedish men's group that is called Manskap. So if you are a Swedish guy and you want to step in there, welcome to step in. It's a paid group, but there will be a offering for those men who are inside of the Nakataika to step into it for a discount. So, and if you know someone who would love to join with you, step into the Nagataika and invite any friends in, because we also have a program that supports uh, the helping hands who support the space with kind of gifting of things when you get in your friends. And this is not for in that way of selling, but I just want to spread around this passion of mine of being here for you, to be holding this space and kind of offering these pieces of healing inside, where you can find your own support and how to support your own navigation through this chaotic um, phase of our lives in the humanity as it is happening right now, with lots of change and lots of shifts, a lot of shitstorms happening around. So if this talks to you, just jump in. If you have any questions, just drop them in, and I would be happy to to talk about them. And if you want to email me, you can email me on karoliina@nagataika.com. Karoliina, Karoliina at Nagataika. So I dropped that on the also in the description, so you find those connections. So this was something that I wanted to step forward and to talk about, because I see the need of this kind of supporting services, and it's for now it's quite low cost to jump in yet. In the August the price will go up, so if you want to join and invite in some friends, you still have the possibility to jump in for a lower cost. And after August, when we start to jump into August, the price will go up. So just hop in, my loves, hop in. Yeah, that was what I wanted to share with you. And just also notice that when we end up in these really, really hard spaces or overwhelming spaces, it's okay to just pause and to find space where you can hold yourself in a loving way, and taking care of yourself in the ways that you know how to take care of yourself. It's okay to pause. We don't need to push forward with all the force. It's okay to pause and to step back. And it's okay to ask for help when you need help. Yeah. So, loved ones, just jump in, ask me questions, share whatever you have on your mind, and let's weave together for the more beautiful experience of the life. Take care, much love.